If you were a squid, would you be crying? Today in Moco, we've got the details of the reworked Squid Blades. We've got the details of this weekend's event and the new weapon that's in it. Let's get straight into it. So chanlle, the community manager, has been on Discord, and I will link this post in the description below if you've not seen it already, but we'll go through this quick time. So the first bit at the top here is all about, can't believe the game is live, and thanks very much for your feedback, etc. You can read all that, but the meat of it starts here with the squid or the jaded blades. And here's a squid, here's a tear, this is the squid crying. You let me know what you think of this rework, and if you were a squid, would you be crying? What? So, as you may know, we're reworking this weapon. Invis is going. Now though, when you use the weapon, using gadgets, taking damage, etc., the recharge bar will continue to recharge, and it now has the ambush, which is basically what used to happen when you attacked when you were invisible, but now you do that having never gone invisible. Just when that bar gets to fully charged, then you can do the ambush attack, and I'll show you a video of that in a moment. You now always ambush in the direction you're facing instead of a 60-degree cone, so you can use that to dash into fights, and you can use it to dash out of fights. The dash range is reduced from 7 tiles to 6. I don't think that makes much difference. I don't know anyone who's looking at the tiles. And the overall DPS is higher, which you will see in this clip now. So the squid blades look exactly the same, but as you can see, even though we've not gone stealth, we still charged into that pack there, and looks like we hit quite hard, actually, quite hard indeed. So I do think the DPS has been increased a lot. How much it's been increased by, I don't know what the stats are, so we'll have to see. But as you will see now, we're fully charged up. We pretty much hit that jumper for like 60% of its health. So, you know, this will be interesting because the damage has gone up. However, naturally, the invisibility was used for its functionality in rifts and dojos to make them so much easier, which I'm going to come on to in a minute. But you let me know, what do you think of this as a Jaded Blades rework? So the biggest question that the devs have been faced with regarding the Squid Blades is, why did they take away its invisibility? Well, they said that the weapon gives too much an advantage in the rifts and the dojos. As I just said, the problem was that certain rifts, when all players had it, that should have been very hard, were being completed quite easily. Okay. And Squid Blades is disrupting the matchmaking of everyone whenever there's a non-Squid Blade player in that comp, and it's making comp diversity just a little bit like one meta. A few suggestions that they've had was to rework the rifts instead, to make it so that monsters and bosses had like a true sight, so they weren't they could see through invisibility basically, or add a particular gate or something that you need to destroy monsters before facing the boss. So why didn't they rework rifts instead? Well, I'm not going to cover all of the points here, but essentially because they didn't want just the mechanic of one weapon to change rifts, it was going to be inefficient to do that. It was going to add more complexity to the game, and it was just going to take a lot longer to change the rifts rather than just change the weapon. So that's where we've ended up at. Whether you agree with that or not, that's the reasoning behind it. So how will I complete certain 2-minute rifts? It will be impossible. So they say probably not impossible, but yes, very hard, as it was originally intended. If you're struggling with those, you may know that you should grind or upgrade smart rings as needed, or pair with friends instead of randos, may be needed for better chances, and we're on the perfect platform for that. The next thing in this is the Slugfest event. I'll be honest with you, the Slugfest event for me was absolutely horrendous. I hated it. I think there's only been 2 events in Moco so far, and this was a disaster. And they have agreed that it was luck-based and not really a fun experience, that the brown belt ELO was a nightmare, as in you were losing ELO, you were basically losing more than you were gaining. It was just painful. You could get through it, but it was just painful, unnecessarily painful. And overall there are improvements needed to PvP. So anyway, what's next for the events? Well, they're going to be leaning more on PvE for the next 5 events. There's only going to be 1 that's PvP, and there's going to be 2 events per week starting next week. So there will always be something more to do than just either the rifts, the dojos, or kind of, you know, running around the maps that you've unlocked and doing the challenges within there. What they have said is that they still want to throw in some PvP events, not only because players do enjoy them, but also because they want to keep trying new things and see what resonates with us. And I love this. I've got absolutely no problem with this at all. Try something, and if it works, great. If it doesn't work, hold your hands up, say that was terrible, and either rework it or just don't do it again. But I've got no problem at all with them trying to introduce new game modes, new strategies, new, you know, different kind of modifiers and stuff. Just go crazy. Just try them, but if they're rubbish, as you have done this time, hold your hands up and move on. So a note on this weekend's event then. For this weekend event, you'll be able to test a new W. Sorry, my keyboard ran out of battery, and I can tell you that the W is a new weapon. It is the shot bow. It's kind of a big, massive looking bow and arrow looking thing. I will link the official video down below that is on X, so you can look at that. But essentially, it's the shot bow. It has a power shot which charges up, and it also has the piercing mechanic, so it will go through enemies and hit enemies behind, obviously within a certain range. It looks really, really cool. It's a van defense type of mode, loads and loads of monsters. There is a normal mode and a hard mode that is coming this weekend, so keep an eye out for that. Final point from chanlle then is that with almost the launch, after that we're now taking reflection and looking ahead. So in the next few days we're going to get an update that's going to say where they are, what's next for the team, letting us know what we're working on. A roadmap would be absolutely ideal. Questions, and then sharing hopefully some cool stuff with us as well. So look out for that in the next few days. So in the next few days, we're going to have hopefully a roadmap and an update of things that are going on, and the new event, and the Ojh&x Blades rework. So let me know down below, how has the game been for you so far, and what do you think of the upcoming changes? That is all. For more Moco content, for news, strategies, tips, guides, and everything like that, get yourself subscribed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.